Every game begins the same way.
Fellow fans, get ready. The off-season is heating up, and the information I've managed to gather internally, combined with in-depth analysis from sources like Mark Feinsand of MLB.com, points to a bold strategic move by the Orioles front office. Mike Elias and his team are focused on filling the most critical gap in our roster, the starting rotation. And the target, the Minnesota Twins, with two significant names on the radar, pitchers Joe Ryan and Pablo López. I've been talking about this for weeks. Success in 2026, the pursuit of that American League East title, and the long-anticipated deep run in the playoffs will depend directly on a significant upgrade on the mound. Just look at the facts. In 2025, despite having an explosive young core in the lineup, think Gunnar Henderson, Adley Rutschman, and Jackson Holliday, the team flirted with inconsistency. For the star power of these young players to truly shine, the pressure on the offense must decrease, and that only happens with pitchers who deliver quality innings. The expectation is that our position stars will perform much better in 2026, but the front office cannot rely solely on that. Elias knows he needs ready-made reinforcements, and this is where the trade strategy comes into play as the most viable and perhaps the smartest option. Free agency is tempting, but often, as I've warned, it results in inflated contracts and pitchers who don't always fit perfectly into our culture. A trade, however, offers the chance to acquire a player with more years of contractual control who aligns better with our competitive timeline, and that is exactly what Ryan and López represent. Feinsand was very clear in his November 10th article. To add a top-of-the-rotation starter, Elias will have to get out of his comfort zone, which in baseball code means trading valuable prospects. Analyzing the data, Joe Ryan is a workhorse. In 2025, he tossed 171 innings with a solid 3.41 ERA and an impressive 194 strikeouts, finishing with a 13-10 record. He is a high-volume pitcher who demonstrates durability and the ability to punch out batters in crucial moments. Furthermore, and this is vital, both Ryan and López are under contractual control until 2027. This means the acquisition of either of them would not be a one-year rental, but a medium-term investment, perfectly aligned with the peak of our championship window. Pablo López, on the other hand, is an all-star caliber pitcher. Although he missed a significant part of the 2025 season due to a shoulder injury, something the front office will certainly scrutinize in medical exams, his performance when healthy was dominant, posting a 2.74 ERA in 14 starts. A sub-3.0 ERA, even in a smaller sample size, suggests ace potential that could be the difference at the top of our rotation, especially alongside new coach Craig Albanaz, who, as we saw, was recently introduced by Mike Elias. The possibility of the Twins moving these pitchers before the 2025 trade deadline was already speculated, and the fact that they remain available now in the offseason indicates that the Orioles may have a window of opportunity if they are willing to pay the price in young talent. This is a move the fans need to follow closely. I consider both Ryan and López excellent additions to the top of our rotation for 2026. Continuing our exclusive analysis here at Orioles Fan Central, the crucial question now is, what is Mike Elias willing to give up? The philosophy of our president of baseball operations has consistently been to value our talent pipeline, and he only agrees to part with top prospects for impactful pieces with years of control. Joe Ryan and Pablo López fit this profile of controllable, impactful pieces perfectly. The negotiation with the Twins will require Elias to, in fact, step out of his comfort zone, as the internal source mentioned. This means we could see significant names, perhaps not our top five, but certainly within our top 10 or top 15 being placed on the table. This is where the team's dilemma comes in, the future versus the present. In 2023 and 2024, we proved we are a playoff team. In 2026, with the expected maturation of Henderson and Rutschman, who in 2025 did not hit their spectacular projected numbers, and the definitive rise of Holiday, the championship window will be wide open. This is no time to hesitate. The difference between a good team and a championship team is often decided by the depth and quality of the starting rotation. With the acquisition of Ryan or López, or ideally one of them, our pitching staff would instantly gain the credibility and stability that was lacking in crucial moments of 2025. Let's dive into the data and trends. The American League East is getting stronger. The Yankees and Blue Jays won't stand still. If we want to maintain the supremacy we recently achieved, we have to be proactive. Ryan, with his high-spin fastball and a devastating splitter, has a consistently low FIP, fielding independent pitching, indicating that his performance is not inflated by exceptional defense. He generates outs on his own. López, when healthy, has a strikeout per 9 innings, K9 rate close to 10, an ace pitcher number. For the fan, this translates to more wins and fewer scares on the mound. The importance of this decision for us, the fans, is immense. Mike Elias needs to understand the urgency. After the emotional investment of recent years, seeing our prospects blossom, the fan base is thirsty for a title. Bringing in a pitcher like Ryan or López is a clear signal that the front office is committed to winning now. It is the strategic move that validates the patience we had while the farm system was built. It is a nod that the era of rebuilding is over and the era of domination has begun. The impact of having one of these pitchers working with new coach Craig Albanaz, who brings a new philosophy of pitching and staff management, could be a catalyst. Albanaz, with his experience in major organizations, certainly sees in Ryan and López the kind of raw and already polished material needed to lead a young rotation. The Baltimore Orioles' interest in Joe Ryan and Pablo López is the most important news of this offseason so far. It is an indication that Mike Elias is willing to pay the price for immediate and sustainable success in the starting rotation, acquiring players who have contractual control until 2027. The cost will be high in prospects, but the potential return, a World Series title, is incalculable. And you, the fan, what do you think? Which of the two Twins pitchers would you prefer to see in the orange and black uniform? Would you be willing to give up a top 10 prospect to finalize one of these trades? Leave your honest opinion in the comments. I am your host at Orioles Fan Central. Stay connected, as we will bring you quick and in-depth analyses of all movements. Subscribe and join us on this journey. Until next time, and go O's.